Saint Monica, the mother of Saint Augustine, who prayed for his conversion, and patron of mothers, alcoholics, victims of abuse, patients, married women, homemakers and housewives, wives, widows, difficult marriages, disappointing children, and victims of adultery or unfaithfulness. Monica was born of Christian parents at Tagaste, North Africa, in 333, and died at Ostia, near Rome, in 387. We are told but little of her childhood. She was married early in life to Patricius, who held an official position in Tagaste. He was a pagan, his temper was violent, and he appears to have been of dissolute habits. Consequently, Monica's married life was far from being a happy one, more especially as Patricius's mother seems to have been similar. Her alms deeds and her habits of prayer annoyed him, but it is said that he always held her in a sort of reverence. Monica, by her sweetness and patience, was able to exercise an apostolate among the wives and mothers of her native town, and they knew that she suffered as they did. 3 children were born of Monica's marriage: Augustine the eldest, Navigius II, and a daughter, Perpetua. Monica had been unable to secure baptism for her children, and her grief was great when Augustine fell ill. In her distress she besought Patricius to allow him to be baptized. He agreed, but on the boy's recovery, he withdrew his consent. Augustine was wayward and, as he himself tells us, lazy. A great consolation came when Monica's husband, Patricius, became a Christian. Meanwhile, Augustine had been sent to Carthage, to pursue his studies, and here he fell into grievous sin. Patricius died very shortly after his reception into the church, and Monica resolved not to marry again. At Carthage, Augustine became a Manichaean, and when on his return home he expressed heretical propositions, she drove him away from her table. However, a strange vision which she had urged her to recall him. It was at this time that she went to see a certain holy bishop, who consoled her with the now famous words, "The child of those tears shall never perish." Monica pursued her wayward son to Milan. There she found Saint Ambrose, and through him she ultimately had the joy of seeing Augustine yield to the faith, after 17 years of prayer. Mother and son spent 6 months of true peace at Cassicum, after which time Augustine was baptized in the church of Saint John the Baptist at Milan. They returned to Africa, where Monica died, and the finest pages of his Confessions were written as the result of the emotion Augustine then experienced. Saint Monica was buried at Ostia, and her body was removed during the 6th century to a hidden crypt in the church of Saint Aureus. About the 13th century, however, devotion to Saint Monica began to spread. Her feast day was later celebrated on August 27. In 1430, Martin V ordered the relics to be brought to Rome. Many miracles occurred on the way. Later the Archbishop of Rouen, Cardinal d'Estouteville, built a church at Rome in honor of Saint Augustine and deposited the relics of Saint Monica in a chapel to the left of the high altar. In 1850, there was established an association of Christian mothers under the patronage of Saint Monica. Its object was mutual prayer for sons and husbands who had gone astray.
Please subscribe to Catholic News World's YouTube channel. Thanks and God bless.